is a really weird angle. You're like, camera's like really all the way up there. But my name is Teresa, and this is my YouTube channel, obviously. Today I am sharing some stuff from inside my resin tent. Just to let y'all know, I don't have any resin open right now. I haven't opened anything. I haven't poured anything. It's all stuff that's been poured from like 2 days ago. So there are no resin fumes. I am not being unsafe. I always wear a respirator mask when I'm in here. I've got an like a little portable air conditioner. I'm sorry it's super loud. Apparently it's gonna thunderstorm right now because it's Florida and it's summertime in the afternoon. So therefore it will storm. Hopefully not too loud. All right. I'm gonna share some things that you can do, use, or whatever to make it a little more cost effective, a little bit better savings for resin. I'm going to try to show it as much as I can. I, of course, have stuff out and have brought some stuff in that I wanted to share with you that make it a little more cost effective, and maybe a few things that are going to make things a little easier for you. Well, let me start off by telling you, resin is not a budget-friendly item to get into. You will spend money making stuff. It's just the way of it is. You don't want to cheap out on too much product. There are certain things you can get away with spending less on, and those are the kinds of things I want to share with you today. Sorry, I'm not used to talking to the camera, so I keep looking at like myself in the camera, but I need to look over here. So sorry. So let's get into it. So there's no further ado. One thing I will say that you can definitely cheap out on. Give me a second, let me get one up so I can show it to you. Alright, not that you can tell what it is. You'll have to take my word for it. So what this is the shower curtain from the Dollar Tree. Now, this is the white one. I highly recommend using the clear one. The clear one is better, in my opinion, than the white one. So, I don't even use a whole one. This is like probably less than half. You could probably get away with, like, depending on the size of your table, I could probably get away with a third of it. And this is what I use to put down on my surface when I'm going to be doing my resin. A lot of times, and I'll show you, at least the kind of resin that I do, I pour over and it comes off. So you get little bits of resin. Now, I'm literally just peeling it off of the stuff that's on my table. Another thing they have at the Dollar Tree are these like drop cloths, and you just cut them to size. They work okay. They're thinner than the tablecloth. So I think the tablecloth one will last longer. It will work for you longer. And I don't have any in here, but I will put a little picture up. You can use some of the parchment paper, wax paper from the Dollar Tree for pretty much the same purpose. That way, when you overpour on your resin, or maybe your resin gets onto the table, whatever, you're going to be able to clean it up. It's going to come off of that surface, so it can be reused over and over again. Like, you can see it's like attached to my little paper cups. And see what I mean? You just literally, I literally haven't loosened anything up. I'm just peeling it right off of the table, of the plastic sheet. It comes off that easy, because the resin isn't going to stick to it. Some other things that you can do to save for, I'm trying to think of like logically the direction, the sequence. That's the word I was looking for, the sequence. You can use for mixing. Now, you can get all kinds of different things to mix. They make silicone cups. I hate them. I bought them at first. I was like, I need silicone everything. You know how darn expensive silicone crap is? It's expensive. Do not get the sheets that you put underneath it. I mean, you can, but this plastic stuff works just fine. And I hate those little plastic silicone cups. The resin does not come off of it as easy for me. These are what I use. This is from the company Super Clear. It's also the company I use for the resin. I think on Amazon, if I buy these, it is, I want to say it's like 69 cents a piece. You have to pay the shipping on it. That's the only thing. So I will buy like 5. I think the last time I bought like 5 or 6 of them and paid the shipping on it, and they're still super cheap. All that happens is it gets stuck. See, this is cured resin. You literally just pull out your whatever, and you just kind of break it. You just squeeze it, and it's going to start to pop off. You keep doing that until you get it all the way off, and then you got another cup you can use. See, you want to wait until it's cured to do that, or If you are really good at cleaning up and spend the time to clean it up, you can clean it out by, you know, after it's all emptied. And I always leave a little bit in the bottom just for, in case it's not going to cure right. I'll talk about that at another time. Anyways, I always leave a little bit at the bottom, but you just press down, you kind of press it all around basically, and you're just going to break the seal. I don't know if you can see it, probably not. There's right here, you can see almost like a bubble starting to form, and you're breaking the seal between that resin and the bottom of the plastic. It's easy as that, guys. So what else? Good things to use. You can get pretty inexpensive a bunch of popsicle sticks. They're great for stirring. I don't mind the small ones from Dollar Tree. However, steer clear of the large ones from Dollar Tree, because see how furry that is? You don't want that stuff in your resin. I bought them, I opened them, and I'm like, well, darn it, I can't use that. So steer clear of that. Some alternatives if you want a larger thing for stirring. You can get them at the Dollar Tree if you want. You can get them from, you know, anywhere basically. If you find, now this of course needs to be cleaned off because it's got resin on it still. The silicone spatulas, the silicone spreaders, the silicone spoons, whatever, you can get them at the Dollar Tree, you can get them from wherever. Those work. You do have to take a little bit of time cleaning them off. If you clean them off right after you use them, like they're still wet with the resin, you can just do that with some rubbing alcohol, paper towel and rubbing alcohol. That's like another budget-friendly thing. If it's any other kind of cleaner, I would say it's probably overpriced, and it's probably rubbing alcohol. Highest percentage you can find. I want to say it's like in the 90%, like 91%, I think. What I do, I keep a little bottle of it, a little spray bottle of it in here. It doesn't have to even be in a spray bottle. I keep it like this, that way I can just spray it on a paper towel, or I can spray it directly on like a Q-tip for cleanup, or a paper towel to clean up my tools, whatever. So keep a thing of rubbing alcohol, high percentage. I'm trying to think of what other great things there are that you can have for budget friendly. So typically what most people advise you of, and I do this, it's all preference. I won't use, and you can kind of see there's still some resin in the bottom. It's cured. I don't use the last little bit on the bottom of my cup. I don't scrape it off to use it, because if you didn't properly stir something and there's bits of the two mixes, when you do resin, there's a mixture of two different ones to harden and make it resin. When you do that, if you're going to have some that isn't mixed, it's going to be at the bottom of the cup. You don't want to scrape it out. So anyways, I then pour it into other cups. So you can get them, this one has resin on it, you can get them super cheap. I use these ones for the white when I do my waves, and then I do the bigger ones for the colors. There are some out there. This is a company that I've started really liking that makes these. It's Pixiss, I think. These have all the measuring stuff on it, so it's super easy for cleanup, but obviously you throw them away, so it's going to add up. I use this for the measuring for the most part. If I need to mix a lot, like a little bit real quick, I just make it here. So those are there, just readily available. So here's another Dollar Tree silicone thing. Fell on the floor. It's okay. You can, when you're propping them up, like if I am doing a wave, I'll show you a wave. I will use usually these little pyramids. They make some I've seen on Amazon that look like little domes. Let me find one. It's covered in resin. Just about everything is in here. I don't like these as much, mostly because it's harder to get the resin off. It's harder to get the resin off, and then when it sticks on there, it builds up, and it makes it hard to level something. Eventually, guys, we'll do a whole, like, how to resin, if you're interested. Let me know down in the comments if you're interested in seeing that, like a really beginner's guide, how to do resin. These are my preferred things to prop things up with. Those are my preferred ones. Speaking of leveling, you just need a cheap level. I think I got one just recently from Amazon for $4. So, trying to think of what else. So, when it comes to the resin, I have not tried these ones yet. That's why they're in here. I'm going to give them a try. This is from Pixiss. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to give it a try. If you want to try resin, like first time, never did it, not sure if you're going to like it, buy a small thing of it so that you're not invested in it. Do a little research, make sure that it's going to be something that you like. I will tell you, again, I have not tried these, so I don't know how I'm going to like them. Maybe I'll tell you at the end of the video, because that's my plan, is to use them on a couple things. I've got some of their ceramic coasters I'm going to try it out with, and I'll have all these products listed below in the description box. But I will show, I have two of these because it's an A and a B. Super Clear so far has been my favorite that I have tried. Obviously, I have not tried every resin out there. There's tons of different resins out there. I haven't tried them all. But so far, that's the one I've liked the best. I feel like that has a decent price on it, you know, the best that I have found. For things that I feel like are what I would try, what I would use on something that has food, like a food safe quality. Those ones do have, it is a tabletop, so it's technically meant to make bar tops, things like that. And it does have, let me see if it's on the container, I think it is. See, it is a certified food grade epoxy. There's a lot of different thought processes on that, whether it's needed, not needed. I'm not getting into that. If you have questions about it, let me know. I'll link a couple of videos and research that I've seen and read and listened to, watched, those kind of things. But if you're brand new to it, you never did it before, want to see if you like it, buy a small little containers. I'll let you know. If I don't come back on the end of the video to tell you, I'll leave it in the description box of how I felt about these. Because they're small, decently priced. Once you put the two together, you have 8 ounces of resin. I have to be doing a pretty decent sized project to need more than that. Another tip for making things a little bit more affordable is you can do some acrylic paint. So in theory, if you're really great at painting and you want to paint something, you can then do, like if you want to do the oceans like I did. Now this one has the mica powder. I can link what I use to give you an idea. It's not horribly priced. It lasts forever. Let me see. Like here's one. I mean, I want to say it's like $15 for one of these. It lasts a really long time. And if you're doing the oceans, you don't need that many colors. You can get away with like 2 colors. I use 3 when I'm doing it because I like to add this in, add a little bit more depth to it. But what you can do is you can paint your blue on the background with acrylic paint. It doesn't have to be expensive acrylic paint. Make sure it's dry before you put your resin on it. This has been drying for a couple of days, so I know it's 100% dried. But then you can put your resin on it and do your waves if you want to do waves. Anyways, this is a really good way to either not need as much pigment or make sure it's like super opaque. And again, use less pigment. So I'm giving this a try. This is my first time trying it out. But I've seen a lot of people paint and then they'll just do clear or the white and do it on top. I'm trying to think of what else. So with stirring, what I would recommend looking at, they have some things out there. I think I got this off of Amazon. It's like a little metal piece that just goes right in. You spin the button, turn the button, and it spins. My problem with this, I forget to clean it off. It's metal. I'm sure there is a way to get the resin off. What I do have, I'm trying to see where it is. I thought it was out here. Pretty sure it is out here. Here we go. This is probably what I would recommend, especially if you're an avid DIYer, because, let me find another piece of it. Where did I put it? There it is. It goes right into your regular electric screwdriver. This one is battery operated, so I don't even have a cord. It makes it super easy. It's just going to fit right in there. Tighten it down, and it'll turn it'll mix your resin for you. And on this one, it's plastic, so the resin can just come right off. Maybe with a little help from like a sharper tool than my fingernail. But I did wipe it off. I was trying to be really good with this one, is I did wipe it down. But it does have a little bit on the edges, so I'll probably get a tool just to kind of get that off of there. A couple more things. Make sure you have gloves. They're not terribly expensive. I don't really have like a really great budget alternative. Just to buy gloves, buy them in bulk if you think you're going to use them a lot. Have a heat gun or a hairdryer. I've seen people do a hairdryer. I haven't tried it yet, but this isn't a terribly expensive heat gun. You want to preferably have one that's adjustable. As you can see, mine has lots of resin all over it. But I think those are some really great starter tips for making resin a little bit more affordable. Things that you can maybe spend less on by trying different things. Instead of trying all kinds of different things like those silicone cups, I'll never buy them again because I hated them. But everybody has different preferences. If you are an avid resin user, creator, leave your tips down below. If you've never used resin, let me know. We can chat. If you have questions, I'm so happy to help anybody who's interested. And I'm gonna go because I'm gonna pour some resin projects, try a couple things out, and I'll let you guys know how I feel about them. Maybe on an update video, if not today. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you next time.